Well, it's that time, J-Dub White. It's the Alabama Auburn Show. Son.
All I'm saying, this show is fully loaded with great content from Alabama Auburn.
Ooh, Alabama Auburn just doing that. Hey, listen, Alabama don't play this week. So I'm feeling very confident that we're going to have a good week.
You will. You will. But it never works out for Georgia because they get kids DUI, speeding, reckless driving.
What's going on?
Don't drive in Atlanta. Don't drive in Athens, Georgia. Just don't do it.
No.
So
Matter of fact, student body don't need to drive.
Let's just get you go ahead and talk about last week's big victory for Alabama, man. Y'all did that up. As I said you would.
You did say that. You said Alabama handled them, and they did. 42-10. That's a big victory. I mean, you going into a place like Wisconsin to play, I mean, it's probably pretty tough. After the student body sang that song at halftime, they jetted. Did you see the student section?
It's so funny.
Dude, it was gone. I mean, they were gone. I mean, probably 15,000 students were just nowhere to be found. So
had other things to do at Cat Randall.
That's true. Jalen Milroe did exactly what Jalen Milroe did. He proved Saturday that he is, or just proved once again that he is a true dual threat quarterback. Had 14 carries, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and then he threw 12 of 17 with 3 touchdowns. I mean, the kid just played a freaking game, son. And then Overton, Sab, Keon,
Sap. That's that kid from Michigan.
Yes, yeah. When you said, hey, he's going to be a baller. Malachi Moore, Deontay Lawson, those guys had 6 tackles and plus. I mean, Alabama played Alabama football after coming off a week where everybody was kind of uncertain and going, what the heck is going on in Alabama with all those penalties? And they barely had any penalties on the board. They played a pretty good, clean game. It was fun to watch. I think Kalen DeBoer, obviously, he's already been into his own because he is a winner. But he looked a little more comfortable on that sideline this week. I don't know what that was about, but to me, he did. His staff looked good. But they, with 3 minutes to go in the game, they get the ball one more time, and they did exactly what you expect Alabama to do. They go down the field, and they don't lay down for anybody. Not this Alabama team these days, right? Sure. I mean, we understood years ago, 20 years ago, Alabama was just kind of going to run the clock out. That's what they do. But your job is to stop them. And with 10 minutes left, Jalen Milroe passed to, what's his name, Josh Cubas or something like that, 37-yard touchdown to put it at 42. So I'm excited, man. I'm just excited for this week off. Get everybody where they're supposed to be.
Relax.
Yep.
Just chill.
Yep. Watch everybody else play on Saturday, and then you get ready for the biggest game of the year.
It should be game day. It should be all the hype. It should be incredible when top 2 teams in the SEC, arguably. Only other team you could probably put in there is Texas.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Georgia. It's going to be Bama. Georgia wants some payback, but that's next week's show.
Well, think about this real quick. Some people I've heard this week are, well, Georgia's not the same. Well, you know what? Alabama and Georgia and Auburn or any other team is going to have weeks where they're off. And you can't take a whole lot away from Kentucky because Kentucky played their brains out, right?
They always played Georgia tough.
Yeah.
Always. It's just one of those – that's just one of those teams that everyone can have a down week and you just don't play well against a certain team, and Georgia's legit.
This is Kirby Smart's team. Georgia is a freak of nature.
They're good.
They're a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Best team in the country. I mean, Texas, I get why they leapfrog because of that performance from Georgia this past week. I get that. But don't hang them up yet. Georgia's freaking Georgia. So I'm excited that I get a week of a reprieve where I don't have to worry a whole lot about Alabama football this week because they ain't playing. So
neither's Georgia.
Bingo. Oh, well, I ain't worried about Georgia at all.
You'd be watching
next week.
You'd be watching that Georgia game they're playing this week.
I sure would.
No doubt. So congratulations. The Tide did what the Tide does.
Thanks, pal. What about your Auburn Tigers, buddy?
Well, thank God for that Ginger Hank Brown. Thank you. Thank you for Hugh Freeze for putting that dude on the bench. Peyton Thorne is no more.
Oh, gosh.
Long live the King, Hank Brown. I think it was a decision that had to happen. It needed to happen. And come on, it was the University of New Mexico. Let's calm down a little bit, Auburn people. But for this freshman, you did get the 45-19 win. But This kid went 17 to 25, 235 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
4
touchdown passes. So he's got 6 touchdown passes so far this year in the season, no interceptions.
Dang.
He's, he's okay. Is he going to win a Heisman Trophy? Nope. And Auburn people do not need him to. What's up, Matthew Cherry? Hope you're doing well. 331 yards, 6 touchdowns on the season. Hank Brown distributed the ball. I was watching the press conference by Coach Freeze, and he said that he checked them into the correct running play 100% of the time.
Mm.
Where he had issues where he struggled was a couple of delayed games, overthinking.
Is that game pace with him right at that point?
If you're not used to playing, you don't know, right? And it's a big situation, a big atmosphere, and I think he done incredible. He got fair weather into the ball, and he had a drop by Perry Thompson had a drop as well. So again, they did what they should have done. 45-19. The Plains were just hype. Blake Matthews approved.
How excited were you when you realized that Thorne wasn't going to play?
I was stupid excited. I found out on the way to the high school game last week.
So you knew Friday.
I knew Friday going up. Yeah, well, it was earlier because we played earlier. It still didn't matter. What's up, Daniel Harper? Because we had all those rain delays or whatever, so we had a lot of time to sit and talk and hang out, and it needed to happen.
Fight, all that kind of stuff.
Well, it happens. It needed to happen, and it happened. So now the focus is going to be, you don't need Hank Brown to win the game for you. Mm-hmm. You have weapons. You need him to make the right decisions, check to the right plays, understand time management, get the ball out to your wide receivers, let your tight end do work. And he threw one to Fairweather, who was just a big old dude. Your running backs looked well, and it was, again, New Mexico State. Let's calm down. Now you get into SEC play. You got Arkansas coming to town. And Arkansas, good offense. It's going to be a battle, and I'm predicting an Auburn win here. I do.
If you had a score, what would the score be?
35-31. 35-31. The line on the game is between 2.5 and 3.5 points, depending on where you're going. Everyone thinks it's going to be a close game. SEC teams play different. So let's hit a New Mexico team, right? This is an SEC team used to playing in big games, got the same kind of recruits you have. It's going to be one to watch. I'm excited to sit back and watch this one and to see if our dude Hank can, the mighty Ginger, can keep gingering.
Well, Arkansas's got, their quarterback is hanging some good numbers up there, right? It was a total of 806 yards this year.
Good offense.
Jaquandian, is that how you say his name? The running back there?
Amen.
he's having a pretty good year. Jaquandian, I think that's how you say his name. And then Andrew Armstrong, you throw the ball up in the air, this kid's going to go get it. So Auburn does have their work cut out for them. Evenly matched, as you said.
Yes.
What do you think about the matchups?
Well, I think Arkansas has been in a big game, right? They week 2 they lost in overtime. They should not have lost that game. I'm glad they did because I picked Oklahoma State in that game. And Tim Warren didn't. All that SEC bias.
Sorry about that, Tim.
Daniel Harper speaking 38-34 Hogs. Okay. Man, it's good. It's going to be a good game.
I pick Arkansas. I picked them in our
Sure.
board, right? Nobody. I had to change it up a little bit.
But that 2 overtime game, that's big moments. That big play that builds character. Even though they lost that game, and again, no one plays in overtime games as much as Arkansas.
Right.
Which is crazy, the amount of Arkansas games they've played. So far this year, they scored 70. They opened the season 70-0. They lost 39-31 in 2 overtimes against Oklahoma State. Then they beat UAB 37-27.
Yeah.
Much improved UAB team.
Yep.
But I think going to the Plains is going to be interesting. This is one that Auburn really needs to win. They really need to win it. Every conference game matters, especially the SEC. So it's going to be a hard-fought, in-your-face, slobber knockers. It's going to be a 2:30 game, which means I will not be watching it.
You will not be. You have a game to watch.
I do. I'll be watching the internet.
You'll be checking up your scores and stuff.
During the commercial break, I'll flick over and see.
But you think about the SEC schedule starting now, right? Arkansas and Auburn. And if you're looking at Arkansas's schedule, they got Texas A&M, Tennessee, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss,
they better win
Texas. And then they got Louisiana Tech, and then you got Missouri, which is playing freaking lights out football.
Probably a top 5 team.
Yeah. So And then you look at Auburn. Auburn's got. Let's look at their schedule real quick because I want to. This is insane.
They could be 5-1 when Oklahoma comes in.
Yes, you've got Arkansas, Oklahoma, Georgia, Missouri, and then Kentucky apparently playing pretty well right now. The week. And of course Vanderbilt, UT, Monroe. Then you got Texas A&M and Alabama. Auburn does not have really a reprieve before the Alabama game like normal, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. But if Auburn is not 100% focused on Arkansas, the Razorbacks will gut them.
Absolutely.
But I think Hank Brown doesn't know he's not supposed to be good. One of those things, right? So I think he plays well. I think the weapons on the outside, they should not have lost that game against Cal. They shouldn't. But they got a quarterback who's making way better decisions. And again, Peyton Thorne may be a heck of a nice dude. So I'm not dogging the kid, but as far as the player goes, he's never been the guy. He will never be the guy. And I applaud Coach Freeze for making the move to get Hank Brown on the field.
Have you ever heard Coach Freeze speak from like a church pulpit?
I have.
Bro?
Yeah.
His testimony is just raw and in your face, and he tells everything about himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen a more transparent. I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah. That's what I saw.
I don't know if there's ever been a more transparent man to admit failure and blame it all on himself like I've seen this guy. Usually it's always somebody projecting.
Correct.
It was beautiful.
Well, it was out there, so everyone already knew. He just took ownership of it.
Yeah, you might as well tell him.
He went Bob Does Sports.
Yeah.
That's on me. It's on me. And good on him, man. And thank God for Liberty who took a chance on him and nurtured him and loved on him like churches should do to people who are in need instead of judging them. Mm-hmm. That message was brought to you not by the Church of the Highlands. So that's where I'm at, man. It's going to be a good week. Bama's relaxed and chill. Hey, while people are watching, speaking of Saturday morning, we have a huge fundraiser right here at this Churchwire studio with 3867 Rainbow Drive. Tell us about it.
Starts at 7 a.m., goes to 10 a.m., and it is a $5 pancake breakfast. You get pancakes, sausage, bacon, drink. You can come in and sit down and eat it, or you can take it and take it home. We need your car dealerships. We got one already buying stuff. Thank you, Clint Barley, and all your team over there. So, and thank you to the owners there that are going to pick up the tab. We've reached out to J Mike. J Mike don't be ever returning texts.
Well, he went to the Auburn game last week, so he's probably still hungover.
Oh, he's still hungover. Anyway, but yeah, come on out. It's $5. You can just stop by and pick it up.
That's bacon and sausage.
Yep.
Not either or. You get both.
Yep. And let me tell you something. The pancakes.
Yep.
They're on point.
That's how we do
They'll be on point. So, come on out. Support us. It's going to help us tremendously with our building project that we've got going on, and we need a little bit of help. So.
Next week, we'll be going over the big Auburn victory here over Arkansas, and mostly we'll be setting up the game of the nation that will be Alabama and Georgia. Where's that game at?
You better hold up a minute. Let me just look.
You said hold up, wait.
Hold. It's in Tuscaloosa.
T-Town, baby.
Tuscaloosa, 6:30 kickoff. Right on ESPN and ABC.
It's going to be game day. Probably the big noon game kickoff team will be there as well. Joe Platt will be there. Big fan of Joe Platt. So that's all I got.
How are you enjoying that, by the way?
Joe Platt?
Yeah, the big noon kickoff stuff.
I'll watch the other one.
Do you?
I try to record. I try to record some of it because I love Brady Quinn, of course. So I love getting his takes. But Pat McAfee's my dude.
Yeah,
it has been before he did game day, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's been my guy for a long time.
You showed me the video of him back when he was kicking you doing his stuff.
He's different, man. He's got nothing to give.
I love him.
So,
you used to crack up when we go out to eat lunch, and I would position myself where I could see the Pat McAfee show. You're like, you're seat up.
He's an idiot. So that's all I got. Thank you, Trent Thrasher Construction, for building. I just passed them, Jeff. They got a beam out there. Working on the beam at Absolute Respiratory Care. They're doing work out there. But that's not who sponsors this show. It is.